Hey guys, my name's Steph. I'm Botanist Cool. Today, I am here with the Ace Attorney expert herself, Katie. And Katie is not here?
Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. There we go.
Okay.
Did you purposely say nothing after okay, or did you?
Hold on. No. I hung up and disconnected. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear me now?
Right now I can, yes.
I would mess with the sensitivity, I guess, because apparently I'll say stuff and then you don't hear me.
Yeah, no, that's what it sounds like. You were for a second, you were very much like, oh no.
Can you hear me? Is this better?
That is good, yeah.
Okay, I turned the sensitivity way up. So.
All right. Chip peanut butter sandwich sounds delicious. All right. So our Ace Attorney expert who knows everything about every case is here with us today. She's going to tell us how to solve this no problem, and we're going to do this expertly with our boy, the Beta Whooper. Right? Right, Katie?
Sure.
I love that vote of confidence from Katie there. All right, let's get going.
So, what do you think the trial this morning went?
How do you think it went?
Got a bit crazy in there. I just wondered if they killed our chances. And Maggie.
Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee.
All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw. The apron straps and the ribbon.
And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured.
Talk about terrifying case of contradictionitis.
What? Maya, you confused me there too. Like, I had a hard time reading that word. Time to play doctor and find ourselves secure then, huh?
Yeah! Yeah, we've got to find one for Maggie or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty! Followed by death!
I saw Maggie's name wrong in the... in the title. I'm the murderer from the last case! Alright, let's talk to our girl Maya here. Well, I'm officially at a loss of where to start.
Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first.
I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use.
Yeah, that's true.
And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. Somehow, I think the key to this case has got to be a tres bien.
Well then, let's get back there and check it out again. Oh, and we should drop in at Maggie and see how she's doing too.
So, anything on your mind?
Actually, there is something.
Oh?
I was wondering about Zinniop. You know, what he's like and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that guy. Wait. What did I say I was going to give him that you hated?
He's like a mobster.
No, but I was going to give him a Jar Jar Binks accent!
Steph, I'm leaving this call immediately if you
I
give
have to
him a
bring
charge.
that Yusa, huh? It feels like Yusa be smooching the express train!
Alright everyone, it was a good stream. It was nice seeing y'all. I gotta head out.
Misa Phoenix train! Oh, did she actually leave the call? No, she did. Okay. She was silent enough. I was like, oh my god, she actually left. I wouldn't be surprised.
Stomp. That's me walking away.
I had to beat you so hard it'll feel like you were smooching the express train. Blah, Phoenix, right? Used to saying it's you, Phoenix, right? Because I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger.
Oh, you did? What did you find out?
Oh yeah, Maya was working on the restaurant when I ran into Don Fiore. Don Fonani. Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I want to sue for defamation. He could hire Edgeworth for that, couldn't he? Hey, Edgeworth boyfriend, can you sue this guy for taking... He looks nothing like Wright. Like, I'm sorry, Wright does not have that kind of chiseled jaw or that much chest. No, he definitely does not have that much chest. What's that guy's story anyways? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? It is very confusing. I guess Maggie's still in questioning.
But we've got questions to ask her too. Maggie! Maggie!
Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know? But we found out that Edgeworth is with Whooper. Oh no, they're plotting something. Almost, yeah, very bad French.
As usual.
Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. Alright, who's this? I think it's the owner. That's it! Come on, come on, come on. No, wait. I went for like really bad German villain. Like...
You have to go for really bad French villain.
Yeah, exactly. Baguette, baguette, baguette. Omelette de fromage. Oh, that's it. Come on, come on, come on. No. Hey, that's how. Oh. Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can.
Getting really worked up about something.
No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like an 8 would have netted me $5 anyways. What a ripoff.
Oh no. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? Oh, it's you. Well, you know, I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio?
Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here.
And he's having the Twin T set. What can I say? What are you doing here, Gumshoe? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal?
You really drove her into a corner, you know.
You always blow up on my testimony. Why of all days did you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once.
Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese. Oh! Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Steph. I'm Botanist Cool. I am a horticulturalist. Howdy, Captain Bob Dude. How are you guys doing today? First and foremost, guys, please check out my friend Captain Bob Dude, who does a lot of great Splatoon stuff. A local Ohio man doing all this local Splatoon stuff. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very, very well. Captain Bob, tell me how your stream was. I'm Steph. I'm doing some Phoenix Wright today with my friend Katie.
Hello.
Katie will be taking all the female voices. I'll be taking all the male voices. And so yeah, the word of Ohio has reached me well. Indeed, it has, Captain Bob Dude. I'm doing really bad accents for people. Katie's doing a lot better voices than I am. And we're having a blast just reacting to Phoenix Wright and this wild case that's happening today. If you guys can, make sure to leave a follow. Subscribe to YouTube. I'd be greatly appreciative. We're at 100 subscribers and I want to get to 103 or 105 or 100 whatever. I want to continue growing that. So if you guys like content like Portal 2, which I'm playing right now, and Monster Hunter, that's on my YouTube as well. I'm ready to come on in. I hope you had a great time. Captain Bob, tell me how your stream was going, and we're gonna continue on with this crazy voice acting here on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find.
So, did Maggie say anything to you about me, I mean?
Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that.
Well,
Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean...
Why? Why is this happening?
He's banging his head against the wall, Nick.
Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Oh. Yes, it's HD friend. Yes, we have a new friend, Beta Whooper. He is HD. Yes, he is. Thank you. I hope we're having a great stream here, Captain Bob. We really are. You gonna scare Bob with your reading abilities? Oh no, run! So, did you like today? Did you like the Twin Tea set?
I've never paid so much money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking.
So, how did it taste?
Someone redeemed the cat ears for Beta Whooper. There we go.
Well, for 20 bucks, I guess I don't know how to describe it, really. It was, delicate.
Delicate.
You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you?
What's the matter with him?
Looks like he's thinking.
That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized it's bad. That's it. It tasted bad.
Gumshoe.
Delicate and bad are two different things, my dude.
Just kind of hard to admit to yourself when you paid 20 bucks for it, you know?
That's honestly a freaking mood, though. That's honestly a freaking mood. Like when you pay for Joy-Cons and they end up with drift, it's really hard to admit that, like, you know, you paid for something faulty.
Hey, Nick. Maybe that's why Glenn and Elk came here. Maybe he heard about the Super Fierce Twin Tea set.
If I fierce, you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glen Elk, that reminds me. I so hardly know anything about the guy.
Why don't you ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here?
Elijah!
So, what were you all excited about earlier?
Huh?
That's right, you were listening to the radio or something.
Oh, that. That was nothing. I wasn't excited.
Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can tell little old me. What were you listening to?
No, nothing, really. That was just the daily exercise show.
Oh, Gumshoe.
Oh, this beautiful himbo. Hey, Elijah, how are you? What the? A cyclock?
This lunch special lobster sure is great.
Then why are there tears in your eyes?
He's so
in your
bad at
eyes?
lying. I love Gumshoe so much. He's so great. All right, let's present profile. We can do that now.
And this guy's a real programming genius.
Oh, we're giving him the true nail too? All right, let's give him the true nail. Boop.
They call him the walking computer at the place where he worked.
How we VC'd before? Yeah, I know how we VC'd before stream, Elijah.
What happens when he crashes though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden?
Is this how you do? All right. Is this how you do computer viruses, Katie? You just give them poison and they basically stop functioning like this guy did?
Yes.
Yes, I can now take over the world with what was it, potassium hydrochloride or whatever it was. Hold on. Potassium cyanide. Right, I was wrong. Man is in attack mode. Yes. Ugh, he wasn't literally computer Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday too.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any more information that's a bit more fun?
Fun? Oh, I know. So have you paid the visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well.
His workplace, where's that?
A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. or something like that.
Very prodigious.
That's not a good name for a computer place.
Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun. Nick, let's go.
Computers aren't really my thing, Maya.
We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff.
Such
in my
bullshit.
secluded spirit channeling village far in the boonies.
I wonder about that.
Just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look.
A computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Whooper through his true nail at Botanist Cool. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, Whooper is a brilliant bean. Let's see if there's anything new here. Like, I don't think there's anything new here. I was hoping that we see Gumshoe's like lottery ticket or something. Which would be great, because like, we know he's playing the lotto, right? So you did actually send it to me, okay? But I do really... So Katie, will you correct everything? What was that, a name? Yeah, we don't know, man.
What was what?
I don't know. Reva said, what was that name? I'm like, I don't know. It's probably the name somewhere. That's everything is the name if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
What was a name? I missed that part. Sorry.
So, if I'm being honest, so did I.
Why was it? What name?
Yeah, I'm confused too, my friend. Don't worry. There's so many woos going on, which I do quite appreciate.
I'm sorry, I looked away for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah,
so
you're
I have
valid.
no clue what's happening.
You're valid.
Huh? Me too, Maya. Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. I'll be back next month.
Wait, that's romantic. I'll be waiting for you. I went German again.
If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
No, that's everything I promise. I'm just keeping this voice. This is the only one I can do.
I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles.
No, stop it, I beg you.
And don't let me down. I'll be watching you.
No, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle.
Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart.
Oh no, you don't have to worry. You know you worried far too much. Maybe this will help you relax the oil the sandalwood.
I do love raw meat from time to time.
I know they're trying to paint her as like sketchy as fuck, but like, where is this? The conversation does not track. Take this essential oil. I like eating raw meat. You know? God. Oh!
I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye. For now.
Oh! I have lost cheveux. I must rub some of my oil over my. Oh God! I hate the thought of that. I hate the thought of that. No! I mentally hate this case. Thank you, Jeffrey Domestic Chicken. Same here, Same here. I just hate the idea of this guy rubbing the oil all over his body. I just hate it so much. This is not the worst thing I've seen written in here so far, so I'm gonna say it still nonetheless. I must rub some of the oil all over my body before it becomes a nervous wreck. There! Oh, we have no. I hate this. I hate this. I didn't think he was doing it right now. Oh. Just so you know, Katie, if you said anything, we couldn't hear you there, bud.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, yeah.
I think I was just laughing at you.
Thank you. Katie. Yeah. Zero wee that feels good. Ugh.
Is my voice for the girl too quiet, or?
No, your voice for the girl was fine, yeah.
Alrighty.
Could we run, please? Jeffrey, I'm trying to run, I promise. Now we just have to take these quotes out of context. There is a quotes channel on my... There's a quotes channel on my Discord. You could. I love that Seth's having a mental breakdown while chat devolves to chaos. Oh, that's perfect. Please devolve to chaos, chat. It's the only thing keeping me sane right now. Oh la la, excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes! My eyes! Wait. I can't believe he's legitimately stripping right now. I can't believe he's legitimately stripping right now. Rubbing this oil all over his body. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe he's actually doing that. Hey there, Dad. That's the most awkward thing to say. Hey there, Dad. We're talking about a man stripping down and rubbing oil over his body. That's the worst way to just, say hi.
You didn't make it better, Steph.
I know I didn't make it better. But I'm just saying it's a really bad way to say hi. 10 minutes on the clock, no cursing. Could you remove the screen? We'll do it. Your eyes? If you ever have trouble with your eyes, you need this la oil that's on the wood. Isn't it just the leftovers of what you were using? Oh, Jesus Christ. How are you doing today, Dad? You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, you are right, monsieur, but perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook you la dish supreme? Putting on a brave face, huh?
That's what girls do, Nick.
But you are right. Business is difficult these days. Perhaps my name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it's Trey. I want people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But I think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays?
Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry.
Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to La Finale. No one will take it from me. I'm gonna walk away. Everyone's just gonna walk away and grab a weapon. Oh, who was that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yes, sorry.
No, who is she? She looks so polite and graceful and not creepy at all.
It wasn't weird how she implied she was a pyromaniac that liked eating raw meat.
Nick, you have to understand, I come from a village of mediums. My standards are so fucked.
Polite, graceful.
And she likes raw meat and fires, right? That's a girl I can hang with.
We just saw this a second ago. We'll just skip that. We just saw like 10 seconds ago. How much are you gonna hold our hands there? Now that I think about it. Hey Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having.
think so? Well then, let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens.
I want to be around this guy as little as possible. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with broken wings.
An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it.
They keep harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in and agree to help them.
Help them? With what?
Must be ensured I do not owe them the money. I would have refused, but my hands are tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up. And if he was a salad ganache. Ew. I hope it doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I want to guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Oh!
Tell us about that woman.
Ooh, finally, I'm gonna talk to him. The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's, Why has it come to this? What a tragedy! Suddenly, I find myself so deep in la debt. It is a sign that la bad world we live in, oh? No, it's just more of a sign of la bad culinary skills. Oh, damn, that was a burn. High five! High five, Phoenix! That was a good burn. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. Give me 1 second. I do quite like every once in a while Phoenix does have a really good burn. And it completely takes the pressure to the cleaner. That was a good burn, Phoenix. The woman who was here is a scary woman. She was La Lona. She was from La Lone office. God, that was hard.
It sounded like you said La Lona, like the like the ghost.
Can I have the true nail in the man's neck? Well, that's probably not. No. Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, tender lender. It's called tender lender. I thought chicken tenders to start with. I'm not gonna lie. Like, please lend me 10 chicken nuggets, sir. Please lend me that chicken tenders.
Got your name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money.
No, Maya.
Nick.
Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? That's like your whole monthly stipend, Maya.
Hey, I get a bit more than that. Thank you very much.
$10.50. Sorry.
Don't you forget it.
So loan tender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh?
Wonder if they've gotten anything to do with this case. Probably not.
I am a weak woman when I am upset, but I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like a slave. I have to do everything that he tells me.
Gee.
1 second, and boom, there you go. La tiger!
The tiger.
Oui, the man was a tender lender, a terrifying man, la big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling, and his voice is in my ears for 3 days. I'm gatekeeping him being queer.
That's fair. To be fair, he's not like the greatest of...
No.
Like, he's not... He's written in a way that's kind of problematic, to be honest, but...
I mean, this
This
game...
was written back in the early, 2000s?
Yeah, this game has, unfortunately, some problematic characters and situations. Armstrong being one of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I tend to argue that the pros overweigh the cons, but unfortunately you do get characters and case elements like this.
Which all we could do is point out and say that, hey, this is not amazing representation all the time, so take it with, you know, the grain of salt. Look at this is Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We played the last 2 games. This is the 3rd game, but we're gatekeeping here. This is the 3rd game. We're on the 3rd case now, I believe. This game has a whole bunch of, this series has a whole bunch of wild characters, and they're all, most of them are amazing. And we love seeing this wild cast of characters just doing a whole bunch of random things. It's basically it's really funny. If you can, I highly recommend playing it on Steam. It probably goes on sale quite a bit because it's Capcom. And if not, it is on the Switch too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's nice because it's not like a game that requires like fast reflexes or anything. It's basically like borderline visual novel. So.
Pardon, man. Please hurry up and get this man off the screen. I got you, Jeffrey. As soon as I hear that noise from the battered old scooter rides, I start to cry. The big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, no, this man is a presence. A most formidable personality.
He doesn't resemble you. You're nothing, Phoenix.
Oh, Zoe, he does have a spiky hair like you. There's resemblance here, I suppose. The worst part is they blacked out the entire background, so it's only Armstrong right now. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit the Lender, it's just beyond Vitamin Square.
Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3.
Oh, God. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Shop, huh? Vitamin Square,
Nick,
huh?
please don't! If you get taken by the loan sharks, who will buy hamburgers for me?
All right, let's go somewhere. Oh my God, is this what it looks like being a computer programmer, Katie?
No, this is what the server room looks like.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, this place is so high tech. Can almost smell the electricity in the air.
Oh.
This song.
I've heard this song before. It's a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know? Do we know this character?
I don't think so. This is the Suspicious People song, I think, actually,
Yeah.
but...
I think this one played with Salmonella.
I can't remember. I think it might be me, so I think it might be... Who are you?
Oh, whoa!
I was right, okay. Oh, hello! I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only.
Beep boop bop beep boop.
This is a computer programming laboratory. How did you get in through the front door? There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow! What secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood! Nick, what's that?
Who is this woman? She looks like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. She does.
Education. My name is Lisa Basil. Lisa Basil?
Yeah,
I wonder what
so.
the reference there is. I'm the company director.
Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in the show. That's a good one. And that thing over her eye, that's the same device as Glenn Elk's? Hers looks more high-tech.
That's a DMH, right?
Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's HMD.
All of my programmers here at Blue Screens Incorporated are supplied with HMDs. And do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. Big mood.
Rathbell. Basil from Omri. Basil.
Basil Rath.
I don't know who Basil Rathbone is, but all I know is I'm just thinking cooking basil.
An English an actor, apparently. It could be. Ace Attorney has like a million pun names beyond Dead and a million like references to stuff. Because like, sorry, nerding out for a moment, but in the original Japanese, so you know, in Japanese they have the kanji, which are the like big like designs that like mean words. So like the names are made up of kanji, so all of them have, you know, symbolic names to some degree that have to get kind of translated to English, and they went with the more goofy way to do it than the more like than any more serious way. Like for an easy example, Edgeworth, in the Japanese, his name contains the word for sword, basically, so that's why they translate it to Edgeworth. And just kind of like things like that. And then they do and then they do things like died man or dead man for victim names. So like,
there's also like as an example.
Oh, they played Sherlock Holmes. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
If you like Sherlock Holmes, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles actually has, we'll just say, a version of Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Sholmes.
We have Sherlock Sholmes because of American copyright.
Yeah.
Being ridiculous. But it's okay because Sherlock is also ridiculous.
There was, so as an example, so as including some of these jokes in here, there was Detective Luke at Me, which was really fun.
Tell him the detective's name.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Detective Dick Gumshoe, which Dick is also a word for detective, and Gumshoe is also a word for detective. So his name is Detective.
Sherlock, yeah. It's Sherlock Sholmes.
It's so funny.
In the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which we're gonna be getting to once we finish this game.
For sure.
We're gonna go into the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which are prequels following the main character's ancestor, as so here they pretend they're in California in this game, but in the original series they're not. They're very clearly in Japan, and there's some crossovers that like becomes very apparent if you look too hard, but basically in the prequel it has the main character's ancestor going to England and meeting Sherlock Sholmes and solving mysteries and defending people in the Old Bailey and stuff, and it's pretty neat.
Another one is Frank Saw It. Frank Saw It.
Oh yeah, the first
bad guy is Frank Saw It.
He's posing as a witness.
Angels. April, May. Oh, Mr. Red Blue. No, it's
Red Blue from, or no, Red White from Blue Corp.
Red White from Blue Corp, the classic American man. Was Adrian Andrews a pun? No.
I don't think so. I don't know if that was a reference or anything.
No,
they're everywhere. It's like
Cody Hackins is like a young Hackaboy kid.
Maya's aunt is called Morgan Fay, which is a reference to what is it, Morgana Fay, or what is it? I can't remember. It's all over the place. It's fun.
All right, I think we're gonna see all of this stuff. But like, the names are also Salmonella is the guy looks like raw chicken. So like, there's some great names in here. Seriously, Dad, there's some great names in here.
They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one.
Morgana Le Fay from King Arthur. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're
That's
talking about.
one. I
was-
just remembered the trivia fact. I didn't remember where it was from.
So, what exactly is this firm's business?
I will try to simplify it so that you can understand
So that
with your non-algorithm-based brain.
with your tiny human brains. Totally not my Borg brain.
We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry.
Does this make sense to you so far?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Wendy
Windy old bag, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wendy Oldbag. Yeah. I mean, this is something, if I'm understanding her right, that a lot of tech companies do is basically, data analysis is a big thing in the tech industry. That's, for example, how they know what to advertise to you by looking at gathering all that data and sort of going through it and finding all the correlations. And that's like the quote-unquote bad side of it. You could do it to like find other correlations and stuff, but that's like the big example I can think of off the top of my head is how they do online marketing by basically getting, you know, so much data and then having to manage it.
So
Which I don't know if that's what he's saying here, but...
Mitchell brings up a good point. Glenn Elg and Lisa Basil are both palindromes.
Oh, that's also a good one.
So Glenn Elg is Glenn Elg backwards, Lisa Basil backwards, which is really cool. And then there's Acrobat, the Acrobatic Brothers. Well, yep.
And then deliver optimum operating systems and source level components to them. Okay, so this is actually data solutions, I guess. So this is like, now what I think she's saying is that and I could be wrong, but it sounds like based on their needs, they provide the right kind of hardware and like sort of software to help them do what they need to do.
So she's a consulting firm.
Basically. That's what it sounds like. Kind of.
With my non-Borg brain, I can tell that, Lisa. The names of the game are amazing. Yeah, they are.
Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management.
It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much, right?
The software we produce is distributed on CDs. The height of technology in 2002.
Yes, Triloquist, as in ventriloquist, yes.
CDs! Yes, compact disc, digital optical storage media.
I'm sorry, I only use floppy drives. Do you still use those, by the way? Do you still use floppy drives, the actual proper way of transferring data? Lisa Basil?
No, we are the future.
Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. God, one day this will be played in like 20, like 50, and people will be like, what the fuck's a CD? Wait.
I mean, people are already I've heard that some people are confused about what the save symbol is, if you want to feel old.
The floppy disk, yeah.
People don't know what floppy disks are.
How about you see these? Yeah.
It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. I'm sure they won't mind the interruption. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? Your pay depends on it.
I'm researching the officer. Hang on. Including global variables and otherwise, all trying to find the important success for the execution. I have to.
Are they having access with their global variables? That's not good. If that had gone slower, I might have actually been able to parse some of that. jokes. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
global variables. I know what that is.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up with that. I was hoping I could make a voice for this dude, but like, I couldn't. So I went generic nerd mixed with maniac. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah!
Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil?
You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It is terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. I am not programmed to be helpful. A police officer was here earlier too. But I couldn't tell him anything either, because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Incorporated. Oh. Yeah, that completely tracks. I have no further questions.
Hey, all good here, Ethna. We're having a blast. How about Mr. Elg's desk? Have you cleared it out already?
No, not yet. It's this one, right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you are welcome to take it, including the passwords written on these sticky notes on the floor.
I guess there might be a clue somewhere here. I do love that you went from like somewhat human to extremely robotic with her voice.
Wow, look at this mess! And I think that's because I was uncertain if I had the right character in mind, so I didn't know it long, and then I was stuck with that voice, but now it's just becoming more robot.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto Domo.
Wow, look at this mess!
Looks like they're all betting tickets.
What kind of betting tickets?
Oh, he likes the ponies! He likes the ponies!
Apparently that's a bigger thing in Japan, but I don't actually know.
Florida has actually a few casinos that do like bet racehorses, which is something.
I know basically nothing about that scene, so I can't actually honestly say. I just know about that weird horse racing game. I forget what it's called, but it's like, it's a meme. I'll send you a link to the video later.
Is it Mary Kate and Ashley's horse racing?
No.
Okay, that's the one I played. Anyways, I did actually play that one. I'm not gonna deny that. Just ask me about anything gambling related, Elijah says. Mental health has improved over the days. Hell yeah, get that good old mental health improvement there, Remus. My fingers hurt a lot. Valid. I'm trying to play a xylophone solo in Botanic Panic from Cuphead. Oh, okay. Anyways.
Oh wow! His drawers are stuffed full of these!
Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Yeah,
Man,
horse
sucks
racing.
to suck.
500 of them? Hey, Elijah, how much does one horse racing ticket cost on average?
Well, he does in the tech industry, so there is that.
That is true, but I still want to see how much of his money this man is using.
I don't know the conversion rate of, is it the euro or is it pounds?
Great British Pound. Yeah, I'll be able to do that. That depends on the bet made. Okay, fair enough.
This many tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? I didn't know you were so hard up that you try to profit from the dead, Nick.
I bet it's like $20 a ticket or something. Damn. The man's a problem gambler. Yeah, it looks like it. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Does he have like a sleeping bag under there?
You know, the crunch pressures of... Wow, look at this desk, Nick! What a mess! I thought yours was bad.
Looks pretty average to me.
You can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this.
You think? Real whiz kids can... Real whiz kids. Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry, then.
Hey, calendar.
What about it?
It's a horse. It's a horse neck. Look at it. I want it.
If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it.
Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen.
December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else?
Yeah. It says, meet with the tiger.
The tiger? Oh. Depending on the venue, these might be general admission tickets that go for $20. Middle seating can be $30. There will be many premium horses to choose from in the upper levels. Premium horses cost to start around $100 to even $400. Holy shoot! Dad, have a fantastic night. I hope you sleep well and enjoy the rest of your day. Elijah's never lost on betting horses. Good night, Dad. But yeah, all right. So $20 times 500 is $10,000.
So wait, Elijah, you've never lost. I'm guessing that means that you're not betting on which horse will definitely win. Because I feel like that can't. That or you don't bet much. Because I'm just trying to think, and I'm just like, I don't think you'd win that bet every time.
One of these days I'll take the Shanahan races.
Right? Or
I think you bet on first, second, and third, and if one of those get it, you get like, you get part of the prize or whatever it is. But yeah, this guy spent $10,000 at the ponies, man. This is literally the start of the plot of Shark Tales. Dude spends
glad I wasn't the only one thinking it.
What's that? Hey, I got it right. Let's go.
Hey, look, Nick, it's a supercomputer. Looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computer, tell me my future.
Beep boop bop. Your future is to beep boop bop. Be suspected of murder again.
Wow.
I also never lost at betting horses. Can't lose when you've never played. That's some real Godot thinking there, Mitchell. I've never lost myself a trial.
Never lost. Yep, he's
This
never.
is my first trial.
Good. He's never lost prosecuting a case. This is his first time prosecuting a case.
Oh yeah, Mitchell. Are you old? There we go. My granddad used to put me a pound on a horse when I was a kid. I'd pick a horse. Oh, that's sweet. Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. Actually, what we used to do as a little New Year's tradition, we used to give everyone a $5 lottery card for the family, just to start off the new year. Never got it panned out, but you know, we never got rich off it. But $20 a year for a little bit of fun.
That explains why we don't use the computer in our office.
You work there too, Maya.
Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. You're both dumb. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you.
Ha ha ha
She
ha.
said she'd laugh at us, Nick.
Ha ha. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. I think. Oh wait. Yo, this guy's posture though.
That's just how... I mean, that, to be honest, that's my posture half the time.
He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he?
Well, I bet that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe I could become old C's apprentice.
gamer on the left. What about your spear medium training? Yeah, I read this pro gamer. I'm not gonna lie, so did I. What's this? Oops, another clues here. Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling.
Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for. I am so relatable. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind.
Wasn't George Jetson supposed to be born like today, essentially? And this was the future, like that was designed in the 80s, like flying cars and shit. Like, can you really tell what the future's gonna look like? I don't think the future's gonna look like this, guys. I really don't.
Futuristic. Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul.
Does it?
On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling.
Would this soothe and calm your soul? Oh, we got that already. I think we got everything we need here then. Alright. Let's move on to Tres Bien. Move on to Vitamin Square. Oh no! It's there! People thought 2020 would be filled with flying cars and technology, yeah.
I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you?
Maybe he wants to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least not for now. Besides, any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Alright, Tenderlunder's right there. Let's see what's going on here.
Hey, check this out!
Pink bike, steal it. Yeah, no, this bike worries me. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine a tiger loose in the city.
Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick lost in a vast urban jungle.
There's an obsession with people. That's fair enough. Huh?
Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope.
Why is she trying to pep talk me to becoming my phony?
Hey, look, pigeons!
Yeah, and heaps of them too.
Do you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace and they have a very distinctive bird call? Do listen, Phoenix.
That's a dove. Oh my god! Thank you for reminding me of how horrible this thing is. I can't hear because it's on my TV. But like, I hear.
Oh no! I wanted it to drive you crazy again.
Later, Remus. That's a dove, not a pigeon.
Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it?
You're overthinking this one just by a smidge, Maya.
I'm not. They're actually the same family. I think we went over this before.
Yeah, we actually did. They got minimalism and obsession with people's personal data right. They do. They did get that right, yeah. How is this a lending? Oh, okay.
This place gives off really strange vibe, doesn't it?
Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Talk about a creepy voice that makes your soul want to shrivel up and die.
We're here to discuss alone.
No, not exactly.
Manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. She's gone! Just like that.
I guess we'll just have to come back into time.
But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay?
Do you think it'd be okay?
Of course. No one will ever know. coffee. Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy. Quietly.
Yes, thank you.
Do not touch the desk, please. Nick, let's get out of here!
Now she wants to get out of here? We're examining everything, baby. Let's go! There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so low, it's a wonder you can hear it.
So loud.
Loud.
The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Ah!
Yeah, same one, Ethano. Yes, it was lovely.
So, you drank it all? You touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup.
That coffee, it was like something, I'm almost sure of it.
Nick, my stomach! It's killing me! Oh wait, maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast.
I sure hope so. We'll take a look at that CD player while we're still alive and have the chance. What the?
What? Is that the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the
Tiger? Great way to get around that. It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber.
What?
This must be the CD Maggie told us about.
Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal.
No way. That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. We're just gonna steal it.
I think ways people have gotten around this in headcanon is that he takes photos, but
Yeah.
also it's funny to imagine he just steals it.
Yeah. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug.
Because he's definitely stolen things actually from crime scene spotted.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's solid gold, Nick! Gold! Just look at that shine! Only real gold shines like that!
Would you really want such a shiny desk though?
I don't know, but let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk.
Don't do it.
Wow! I'm completely dazzled!
It's because it's completely dazzling.
I can see up my nose in the reflection! That's gotta be really distracting.
So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. Oh, I'm surprised we didn't get talked to about that. Alright.
What's this?
It's a punching bag.
What? No way! I thought that was you! You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that!
What do you mean walking around?
Design's gross to start with. It's way too heavy to be practical. Why's it called a punching bag? Don't people know best messenger bags are in? I knew it! I was right before, back at Trabian. Paris fashion is more my thing.
I really hope she's pulling my chain on this one.
Let's see, this round doll thing is called a Daruma, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured. In case you're wondering, I definitely didn't grow up in Japan, don't worry about it.
You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change?
I bet you also didn't know that, no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick, give him a good shove.
No! Only if I feel like dying.
Now this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything. I'm more of a reversey person, you know.
Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they?
Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking out from under here.
What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? 15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane!
Car is registered to the Caverdinis.
Huh, so that's not even the Tiger's car. How would someone else's repair bill be in the Tiger's office? We are literally just taking everyone's shit.
Hey, look at this Parisian style coat. It's so chic.
Elijah's having a...
Did I pronounce it really bad, or is it that? Yeah, the reference. Yeah.
Cadaverini.
It's Caverini.
Oh, those are fucking mobsters. Are they actual mobsters? Is it like an actual mobster name or something?
Yeah, I thought they were. Oh, cadaver. Cadaverini. Okay.
That's really funny. Oh my god.
I think I remembered that now. But
That's
I forgot.
really funny. I didn't notice
I
that.
was too busy like trying to say the name without just like accidentally saying garbage.
The Cadaverini family.
I remember now. Good catch, Elijah.
That
I
is
totally
so fucking
mixed it,
funny.
even though I just said it.
That is so fucking funny. I love it. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. I guess I haven't got an eye for yeah, it does look like a pimp coat.
Oh, look at this! This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick.
Same color as my suit.
Ah!
Keep your voice down, Maya.
Nick, you gotta take a look at this. Some cake. Ah!
Stop yelling, Maya!
I'll just leave it here for you. Ah! Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly. Otherwise... Sure! Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said.
Yeah, sure.
Have my eye on you. Only so I can take care of you. Understand? Scared, Nick.
So, what were we getting excited about before?
Look! Tell him the suit!
It's a cardboard attorney's badge! Oh my god!
Do you remember last session when you were saying that Beta Whooper had a cardboard badge taped on him?
Yeah, that was
I was
Elijah.
losing my mind. I sent this to Elijah privately because I had to scream to someone about it.
That's just so funny. It's just a piece of corrugated cardboard. Like, here you go. Oh, that's
Phoenix
really...
Wright cosplay completed.
It's just cardboard. Beta Whooper's the bad guy. No!
Beta Whooper can stand in court, apparently, with no questions asked.
That's an attorney's badge.
Is the tiger a lawyer?
No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Oh my god, he had a knife. It's just the moment you realize, yeah, someone fell for the badge. Someone fell for the badge. No, the judge. The judge, the bailiff, Payne, who I think was the one who was doing it originally or whatever it was. They all fell for the badge. Like, come on. Like, come on, guys. Are you that bad? Phoenix shows you the badge all the goddamn time.
They didn't recognize that Phoenix isn't orange and doesn't have a scar on his face. You think they would notice the badge is made of cardboard? For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick.
Whoa! Why does anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? That's my question, Nick. Wait, what is this?
Oh no! Someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's going to be a nightmare to clean up.
Yeah, Botanist, you would fall for that badge. I would not fall for that badge if I got a good look at it. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything.
I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. What was she cleaning up?
I
It's
don't
one of
know.
those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal.
So it's
There we go.
it's not a space heater, it's a furnace. How did she manage to knock over one of those over? Aren't they like, supposed to be super heavy?
Oh, hey! There's a book of matches here, too.
Oh my god. Matches, huh? But just don't give those out much nowadays. Hey, wait a second!
What is it?
Look what's printed on its cover. It says Très Bien. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them.
Yeah! The pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out.
Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss.
The one time your mic doesn't cut out for me.
I want to go to Congress as Phony Phoenix with a cardboard badge.
You're gonna go as Zen Enoff.
Gonna go Zinning off, not Phoenix. My ears! How many odds was that? I don't know. That was a good solid 10 seconds though. And that I felt that in my core. There we go. Coming out from under the desk, Maya.
What are you two snooping around my office for?
Nothing. We're just.
Gah! My precious carpet! You've got ass on my rugs! You're gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door.
It wasn't us. It was already like that.
Yous wanted to argue with me? Is that what yous doing? Yous think yous can take it on me? I'm going to the vet and yous two begging yous to use my new rugs!
I think he did say something, but we didn't hear that. Yeah, Katie cut out exactly, Chip.
Oh. Don't, Tigre. You're back.
That voice, it's like evil seeping into your head through your ears.
I'm sorry, Don Tigre. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and...
She's got a death wish or something?
Oh, right!
Huh?
Oh, forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing.
Oh, what?
I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear?
That's so unfair.
Here. Have some cookies. I just baked them.
Okay, actually looks like Phoenix. Yeah, he does look like Phoenix in a way. What is this accent? I don't know, man.
And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan.
Gwah! Phoenix, right?
Yes.
You see the crazy just plain stupid to chase after me. I work so hard, but now you gotta come and mess up my plan.
I'm never doing that again. I'm sorry. I was playfully just like opening up my shirt the same way he's opening up his. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that again. That's not a good idea for TOS reasons. Most of the microphone's covered anyway, so we're good. So it was him. He's my phony.
But I don't care. No one gets in my way.
What? That's a city. That's like an evil mafia version of Gumshoe. That's a good point, yeah. I mean, excuse me?
You should have left the little girl at home, right?
I have a few things I want to ask.
No questions. This is the last time we meet. please.
That's pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him.
Like, you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream hold it either.
The espresso. Ah! And cookies.
This one is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was the tiger calling her? Violetta? I'd like to talk to her. Oh no. So I'm kind of curious, what about your company, Tenderlender?
With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. A conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy.
I have the feeling the sentence is not going to end well.
We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tenderlender. Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for Vite & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, it's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan?
I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much.
Tenderlender is on your side.
Tenderlender is amazing. It is a good name, yeah. So let's say that I leave my repayment. What happens then?
We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee.
Right, I think I'm gonna skip town.
Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well.
So, do you know about the incident we're investigating?
What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager.
The manager being the tiger?
Furio Tigre. Furio!
Tigre? That's where the tiger thing sure comes from.
Then Eof's got a real name. Nick, hurry up and find out more about him.
Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre?
Cookie? Sure. How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself.
I would never eat her cookies, oh my god. Ugh.
Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours.
No. Ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl working together for?
We are lovers.
Oh god, I hate this already. With him? How? It's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me.
Tiger saved you?
Please, address him properly as Don Tigre. Otherwise, I'll have to...
Okay. Don Tigre, of course. I'm sorry. Saved her life. I'm sure I'd like to know how that happened.
I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died. Once. You died? About 4 months ago.
Hey, Raptor. We're doing good. How about you?
The doctor said to abandon all hope.
I guess they were expecting her to take the boat ride across the River Styx.
But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything! When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
Still wonder about what's in her coffee. So is that why you've gotten that bandage around your head?
This.
So what's the story of the bandage?
They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury.
That's not.
A fatal injury!
Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury that you were talking about when you had said you had died once. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. 4?
She really creeps me out, Nick.
Same here, but we've got to find out the truth. Oh. And those AI. Yeah, she hasn't slept in so long. Well, actually, this is my friend Katie. She's doing all the other female voices.
Hello.
Let's try this. I want to see what's here. You said that the bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes. The operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? And I'm gonna show the battered scooter. Well?
Donuts.
Huh?
I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one.
What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Thanks but no thanks. I think I'll pass. You thought it was a flop. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... Wait. I got an achievement called Violetta's Homemade Donuts. Okay, I'm gonna... So I don't have what I need to talk to her about this. I thought that might have been it, but... You know... I never had a homemade donut before. It just reminded me of a meme on my phone where I went and posted the memes. Oh, I love those good memes. Okay, so we gotta move and talk to literally anyone else at this point.
There he is! Old CD's back feeding the pigeons again.
There, take this and this. Yeah, get out of my park.
Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we can.
What? Why? Hello, old man!
What are you doing, Maya?
Ha! Ka!
Hey, he just turned his back on us.
I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in the court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kudo!
Pigeon. Ka!
Look, we really need to talk to you, alright?
Out with the demons! In a good old fortune.
Oh, ow, ow! Seeds, shell splinters, painful.
I always knew you were a demon, Maya.
So I guess there might actually be beans in there. I don't know.
There
Just
might
'cause,
actually be beans, yeah, because that's what they use for the Onis, right?
Yeah.
His nose has jiggle physics. I know, I hate it too.
It's not the worst thing to have jiggle physics.
That is true. I'm sorry about what happened earlier in court today.
Ka! Everyone be talking about me behind my back now. dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside. I can't remember her face, a filthy, depraved animal.
Yeah, they sure will.
Later there, Raptor. Enjoy dinner.
Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw what that waitress put it in.
Oh, could it be the creepy girl?
She has some of that white batter into the young lad's Javachino.
We hear you.
And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece. Same side of his lens as the broken spectacles.
Oh, we're really sorry.
Well, I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? I know what I saw. I'll tell ya, I tell ya.
Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo.
Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this.
You said you were a craftsman, right?
Ha! Modern world casts honest craftsmen like me down in droves.
Surely it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. You hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself.
I want to stick my fingers on that dribbling old judge's nose.
Wait, what?
And scream right down his ear hole, objection!
So, did you want to become a lawyer when you were young?
I don't think that's quite it, Molly. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all.
I've got a tsunami of frustration inside that's ready to burst out.
But if I start rambling now, he might never shut up. What should I do? Suck it out. Guess I better let him talk. There's not much to call for craftsmen these days then.
Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for now is running errands.
Errands?
Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread.
That's true.
Yeah.
Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of two-bit community handyman?
Well...
Buy some bread, now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost, that's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at the restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I?
I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute, what did you just say? At home and at that restaurant. Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Très Bien? Did you ask to run an errand there too?
Yeah, I did, the very day the young brat was poisoned.
What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do?
Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, a young lad slumped over his table. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast I was in a bit of a daze, you see. And the owner shouted over to me, "Excusez-moi, you call the police?" Tell him yourself, I should have said back. But I didn't. I have time to think about it.
So, did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze.
Did you call them on your cell phone?
Ha! But look, I have one of those new fandangle thingamajigs. I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You went looking for one.
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around 5 minutes or so.
For 5 minutes.
So for 5 minutes after the incident happened,
Yes, sir, the owner was a Tresbian on his own.
why did you mention that in the court this morning?
Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance, but you all bullied me out of the courtroom.
Yeah, we got that.
It's not my fault, you're the one to blame.
You could have at least told us before we got to court.
Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police?
Kinda, yeah. What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose.
What do you mean?
Maybe certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
Oh!
Oh, sure. Go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. Suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead,
We have more details about exactly what happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Alright. Let's talk to Armstrong real quick and fight him.
Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again.
But the place is over for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef.
Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. I quit.
Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone.
Ah, missing when we need to talk to him the most.
Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. What's this? It looks like a small treasure chest or something.
Wow, look at all these little bottles.
Oh, the arrow. Oh, we've been through this, yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 99, 98, 100. They're all the same.
So we've been through all this. If there's anything new, we'll deal with that.
Now this is one large mirror. Bet this is where he makes himself look pretty.
There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's bedtime literature.
Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it?
Looks like a collection of poems he's written.
Poem school, read one out. And say it in your best French accent, with intensity, okay?
Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from the films, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet dusting's over too soon with that Saturday morning, the foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must lie to you, I must. Yep, that's a poem for you. Okay, I don't think we're finding anything new in here right now. Unless these knives are special.
I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that?
Isn't that used in Chinese food?
Look at these knives. They look really sharp. Let's take one.
I haven't seen how one of those slices through a cheesecake.
A cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick.
But I still want to see it. I want to see what he's about. See if we get past him yet with the pony tickets. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell us the truth. What were you listening to?
No way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing of it, I'm not gonna tell ya.
We'll see about that, pal. Consider all the noise you were making while you were listening. It's pretty clear what kind of radio program I say we're related to. Well, okay, no. No.
There's a different evidence I think I would choose.
Yeah.
Like, let me remind you, because I think you forgot stuff.
Yeah. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenelg did.
It's, I think you see right through me.
Huh? I've cracked them already?
See, pal, that's why I said it with nothing.
Nice.
I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it...
Since when?
I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd
I mean, he hasn't been fired yet, despite it all.
That is
so...
true. That is true. It's for everyone in the lottery.
So, how did it go?
I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I bought the same kind of ticket Mr. Ugg did, see? And they got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on air. It's intense, pal.
Mr. Elk was listening to on the day he was killed.
Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30.
And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time?
Yeah! Look, I got the flyer when I brought the ticket, see?
Millionaire radio? That sounds so cool.
Gumshoe was just listening to some religious ska.
I want to try it, Nick.
Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money.
Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. I got some big meetings starting in a bit.
That Maggie's case, you mean?
No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment. She's been pushed aside.
Okay, well, I'll see you later then.
Hey, bye.
Wait, what?
He's returned.
You better get going, detective, or you're gonna be late.
Actually, I, kinda got a favor to ask. It's a big one.
A favor?
Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kinda hoping you'd give this to her for me.
What is it?
It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been, real worried about her. She looked like she'd lost a lot of weight.
Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There's not a person on Earth who could eat this much meat. Say it, Steph. Say the line, Steph. Say the line, Steph. You have to say the line, Steph. Steph, you have to say the line.
You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So you give it to her. It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal.
Can't exactly say no, can I? Jesus.
Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry.
And don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that. I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie.
He's finally Nick, who can eat so much meat? Right, don't tell her about us. That's what I first thought. Then I saw Gumshoe's line. I'm like, oh no, Gumshoe, no. Oh.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Hello, Maggie. Did they finish questioning you?
Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that
They
happened.
let you do that in prison?
Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man.
Well, he was all over the place with his testimony.
It's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remembered of the incident, anyway.
Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? First and foremost, let's just present the lunchbox to her, see what happens. Oh yeah, I've got something to give you. I got something you're gonna love.
Really? What is it?
A lunchbox just for you. Here.
Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies, too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them.
Somehow when an ex-cop turned witness says that, it seems a whole lot scarier.
And anyway, I hate weenies.
But I love weenies!
Really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But...
She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
But... I guess so.
I love that you're just like eating it in front of her the entire time. She's kind of like...
It's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Well, how was it?
That is the spot. I love weenies. Oh, you beautiful gay lawyer, you.
Oh, good. I'm glad I gave them to you then, sir.
Hate all of this. Let's go.
Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided a testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep. There are just so many things that don't seem to add up.
You head out of the gutters, no chip.
The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
But then Mr. Kudo testified earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup.
So you really think this disappearing man that did it? Ugh. I messed that one up.
Megan.
Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh yeah! The MC Screwdriver album, right?
It was MC Bomber, Maya. The name written scrawled on the sports paper as well.
I never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too.
Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me.
Let's present the CD to her, actually.
I know I used to be on the police force, but I'm incarcerated now. I just don't pick up much information in here. All I can help you out with now is the menu at Très Bien. Hey, come on, Maggie, don't let your spirits fall.
Okay, I guess it's not gonna work on her. You said that after you passed out when the victim Glenn collapsed. You said you passed out when the victim You said you passed out when the victim Glenn collapsed, right?
Yes. It's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. Before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir.
So between the time of the victim's collapse and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Très Bien.
No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright?
The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time.
No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in all of this.
Ugh. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that feeds. That's a totally natural comparison.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Are you sure about this, Mr. Right?
Well, the old man said as much as when we spoke to him earlier.
I don't know. The things that old man say don't add up for some reason, sir.
Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out.
Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD.
When you say that, why do you make me want present things? Oh my god, it's actually kind of infuriating.
I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony.
Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it.
Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that just stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that I was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table. It's true there was another customer in the restaurant.
Yeah, we know about that already. It was Victor Kudo.
But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him? No, age isn't the issue. I won't even let you attempt to finish that.
That was weird.
The other customer was a woman.
A woman?
Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So what does this woman look like? She's sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh.
Creepy?
Cackling? I gotta change how I laugh for her.
Why do I have the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Nope, nothing here. So what do we present her with? Or do we move the talk to someone else now? The main server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up already? Superintendent's here already. Yeah, why is there a problem with the internet too? I already told you stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up with my Asian soap operas. Gonna have to wait till I'm throwing on the switch. No, this was some young guy was about to confess his love to a super hot truck girlfriend.
This is really buzzing.
Something must be going down. Something really big.
Hey, what are you guys doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe!
Can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay.
Huh?
Got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus! A virus!
A virus?
There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system.
But I really need to ask you some questions.
Okay, I'm gonna say this once, so listen up, pal.
Yeah?
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there.
Oh god, that feels so real. I hate that. I'm not thinking of borrowing money, detective. We want information.
Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Then the lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. It seems it ran out into trouble recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed calling in their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you end up upsetting that lady.
Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did he just say? That lady?
Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick?
Better find out what the story of this lady is. Wow, I wonder which lady it is.
Big mystery.
Oh, I was on the right one. Let's go looks over at Thunderlander. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto
Cadaverini.
Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Oh. That's you.
Bruno Cadaverini! Do you know who that is, Nick?
Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? That's one scary sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No. I don't remember saying I was gonna go do that. No. There's some more information of Gumshoe out of this family. Oh god, this is terrifying. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who! You're a cop and you're scared? What's that all about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, they're scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah? As in? They pretty much control all of the cash in the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tenderlander, I take it. Sure. But no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting.
Oh, Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss then?
Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tenderlander? I don't know, pal. I heard she and the boss of Tenderlander are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it said in the file I related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue.
So, what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know.
What?
Hey, look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? Here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's on that face, pal? You think I know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you?
A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course.
Really? Well, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright?
Yeah, it actually sounds really good. Wait, why do I feel like they're making fun of me? Okay, fine, I'm no expert, but at least I can explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal.
So the inside goes boom, right?
Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in a situation. A virus could wipe them all out. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about.
Whoa, that's scary.
Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious.
Infectious?
Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to the other over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh?
But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah.
Well, you see, the most famous one wasn't meant to be a virus, but...
Wait, what? Really?
There's a famous one, it was like an internet worm or something. I forget what it was. I forget what it's called. It's a really famous one, but it was made to actually try and measure the size of the internet. But what happened is there was a bug in it where basically like it would like go to a site and then like try and like go to another site, but didn't have any logic to keep it from going back to the same site. And what would happen is it would keep going to that site and basically have a denial of service attack on it. Which, if you don't know, that's like when you ping it like 5,000 bazillion times, if I'm not mistaken. And the funny thing is that a copy of that virus is now stored on a floppy disk, which most computers today can't actually process. So I've seen people meme about it like it's like an ancient sealed up demon.
It kinda is though. It kinda is. Like this is an ancient curse that, if released, would destroy the world.
Yeah, let me see. Internet virus. Let me see. Famous. What's the name of it? No. I can't remember what the name of it is. Is it the Morris worm? It might be the Morris worm. Oh, Morris worm source code is in a floppy disk on Wikipedia. You can see it.
Oh, so we can actually make it ourselves. 7 minutes on the clock.
Huh?
So we can actually make it ourselves.
Well, let me see. If I'm not... Let's see, or no, this one apparently was done intentionally, maybe. Oh wait, no, instead, okay, so this one actually, it wasn't intended to be destructive, it was just supposed to, highlight the weaknesses, but unfortunately, the looping error, I think it was, resulted in it being infected multiple times with it, like, slow. Okay, so I was actually slightly wrong, but well, I must have mixed it up with something else, but it wasn't a denial of service attack, but it was kind of similar.
Okay. Is that the Morris worm we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the internet worm of November 2nd, 1988.
We're getting way off track, but
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Basically, that one in particular wasn't meant to be as destructive as it was. It was actually like an unintended consequence, which is like a sign for like how these things can happen, right? Is like most of the time, a lot of things now are have protections against certain kinds of like things that you can do to it that would be accidental, but yeah, when programming you can accidentally cause problems sometimes.
So is that virus still a threat today? Like if that coding got released on the internet today, would it still be a threat?
It depends, right? Like it depends on cause
knife.
It depends on the security and that stuff. I can't say I honestly know enough about it to say whether or not it would be, because there's a chance it might not be, and there's a chance it would be. Let's see. People setting up. Let's see. A lot of it seems to rely on like certain bugs and not being password protected or something. So.
All right.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I'll just research on that later because I do want to see action now.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it takes up ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal?
No. People don't infect their own machines. They send the viruses to someone else's.
What? That's horrible.
Oh, I get it. It's like you're sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold.
Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be dead. I mean, too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong.
Oh, what? Where? Why did this conversation jump to talking about me? Anyways, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage.
And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of a virus we caught somewhere before.
The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard about it too. Okay, how much longer does this investigation have, out of curiosity? Do you remember?
I mean, you have to break Viola's psych locks. You have to break Lisa's Basil's psych locks.
Does she have one?
So, did she? Oh wait, no, she didn't have one. Sorry, I'm getting confused. But I can look up how.
I mean, cause we're nearing 10, and I'm getting old and tired.
It might be quitting time.
Fair enough. All right, I think we're gonna end it right off here for today, then, guys. I'm gonna actually save, not load. I want to make sure I save this. There we go. It's gonna be quitting time for me today, guys. I am tired, but I had a great amount of fun. I hope you guys did as well. Katie, as always, thank you very much for joining with me today. I always have a blast when you're here. It's a absolute good old chuckle, and I honestly have a great time with you.
Yeah, it's always great hanging with you too.
Who we going to raid tonight? We'll raid Uchu. He's playing some Valorant, and I know everyone here, a lot of people here know Uchu. He's a good bean. We raid Uchu. We will definitely be. I love the goose. I like the geese, everybody. He's a good bean. We'll take a look at him. Say hi to him. Excuse me. He's playing Valorant, so let's say hi to him. Give him a little bit of love. If you guys haven't already, make sure to use our raid message, !RM. A lot of you guys should have access to that beautiful, beautiful emote now, which means that you'll be able to use it when we say hi to Uchu. Make sure to use that plant raid emote. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube. We just hit 100 subscribers, and hopefully you're going to hit a lot more. So please, 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 please subscribe to me if you haven't already. Join the Discord if you haven't, obviously. And what else? Check out Elijah. He's awesome. I love him to bits. He's like my best friend ever. And of course, say a big thank you to Katie for joining in with us. She's awesome and is hanging out with us, taking her time to hang out with us is always an absolute blast. Katie, thank you very much for being here again.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, guys, I think that's about it. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I will see you soon for some more streams. Probably this weekend for that. Probably this weekend for the Splatoon 3 trial thing, and maybe because I know Dendro's coming out later today, maybe I'll come in and do some polls for. Is Genshin up now? Actually,
no.
Then maybe tomorrow, the day after, I'll come do some polls for Genshin Impact. Stay safe, stay Botanist Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.